Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about feeling addicted to your ex. So if you're just going through a breakup, you might feel like you can't stop thinking about your ex. You're having obsessive thoughts that are intrusive to you. You can't turn them off, and it's just constantly reminding you about them. You're thinking about them. You're longing for them. You may be constantly checking their social media, asking friends and family how they're doing, what they're doing. You could be even going as far as driving past their home or their work to find out what's going on with them. You probably feel like you're going crazy and you can't turn it off. No matter what you do, you can't be distracted. You feel addicted. So, why is that? Well, research actually shows that going through a breakup is very similar in our brain to having withdrawals from cocaine. So it literally does feel like an addiction. You're not going crazy. So I have several emails here that are really good. I have one from a woman that just got broken up with. The second one who is starting to feel better about themselves, and then just a real quick third one. But I think if you guys are feeling addicted to your ex, this video is going to really help you understand why that happens and just give you some ideas and some insight that can help you manage it, manage the symptoms, and learn to kind of heal. So let me start here with an email from Laura, who's having a really difficult time with her breakup. She writes, "Hey Craig, first of all, I just wanted to thank you for your amazing channel. My boyfriend broke up with me 3 weeks ago, and I have been absolutely miserable." A lot of you guys can relate, right? I know I've been there. "I honestly think I'm depressed. I have lost weight, and I've been on and off the toilet more times than I can count. I've been watching your videos pretty much nonstop since I discovered you. It's helped a lot, and I am signed up for the Skype Coaching next week." Okay, good. So it does sound like to me like you're probably depressed. Let me go on with this. She says, "I really feel completely lost at this point. I'm sick to my stomach all the time. I have no appetite. My face is even breaking out, and I have so many pimples I can't stand it. I can't focus at work. All day long, I just think about my ex. I'm anxious all the time. I would rate it between an 8 and a 9 on a scale of 1 to 10. Wow, that's pretty high. If you're experiencing that serious of anxiety consistently, I would really look at going to a doctor or a psychiatrist to getting evaluated, because there's no reason to suffer, okay? And even if it's just something temporary to help you calm down and soothe that anxiety, it could really help. And I've been in this situation. I know what you're going through. So I really have empathy for you guys that are going through breakups." She says, "I am realizing I'm depressed as I cry 2 to 3 times a day. I just can't believe we are over." Okay, so this is a really tough situation. I feel for you. I've been there. That's why I'm so passionate about what I do, because I've been in this situation and I felt completely lost, completely helpless, completely hopeless. I didn't know where to turn. I didn't know what to do. The information that I kept finding from these so-called coaches who have zero education, background, or experience, they're just some dude standing in the park telling me how to get over a breakup when... Okay, I'm not going to go down that road. Very frustrating. I felt very helpless and hopeless, and I kept turning to friends and family, and they kept giving me contradictory information, and it made situations worse. So, if you're in your situation of a breakup and you're looking for help, I am here for that. I have tons of free content. I give you all of the free content, guys. I don't hold back from you. I give you everything. I don't make you buy some ridiculous program that you don't even know is going to work. I give you great information. I research every day on better and better information. I'm always looking to give you the best, most reliable information to help you guys, because I know what it feels like to be in your shoes and feel completely hopeless and helpless, and it's the worst. It's absolutely the worst feeling, is losing the person that you love. I get that, and you probably did a lot of behaviors that you're completely unaware of to turn the person off. You made them feel trapped, you made them feel smothered, or you made them feel abandoned all the time. They didn't feel like you were there for them. You couldn't communicate with them. I go over all of this stuff in all of my videos. So they're there for you guys. I'm there for you guys, okay? So I'm sorry I got off a little off track, but I'm really passionate about what I do, and I want you guys to know that. She said, I'm embarrassed to admit that I check his Instagram and Facebook almost every few hours. She's got it bad, right? I went past his house a few times and I feel like I'm going crazy. I'm hurting really, really bad. I don't understand why this hurts so bad. I've been broken up with before, but never like this. Yes, breakups actually do cause us physical pain. This is because emotional and physical pain share neural pathways in your brain. The brain is signaling to your body that the breakup actually physically hurts. Our body releases chemicals such as cortisol. Now, there is a decrease in the chemicals that make us feel good as well, such as oxytocin and serotonin. So we have chemicals that are released when we're stressed, so that makes us feel worse. And then the good chemicals, like oxytocin and dopamine, they go down. So we're getting hit with it on both ends. So let's talk about the symptoms. Sleeplessness, weight loss or weight gain, overall decrease in critical thinking, which is common when you're depressed. It's hard to think critically or objectively when you're in a depression. Now, going through a breakup is also a reflection of how your body generally responds to stress. So if you have any kind of other health issues, there's a good chance there's going to be some symptoms come out from it. Like in this case, the girl talked about how she gets bad pimples. It could be worse. Some people have asthma that gets worse. Or if you have stomach issues, the stomach issues are exaggerated. And that's why you'll be ill with diarrhea on the toilet all the time. Especially if you've got anxiety. If you've got anxiety regularly, like normally, then you're probably watching this video from the toilet. And I empathize. Alright, so let me explain to you why relationships hurt so bad, okay? Human beings are wired to attach to each other. We're wired to connect with each other and bond with each other. And if you want to know about breakups, and you need to know about love, and you need to understand attachment first, okay? So I just want to give you a little bit of an understanding of that. As an infant, we attach to our caregivers. And like I said, we're wired to connect with them because nature makes us want to bond with our caregivers and our caregivers to us. Otherwise, if they didn't bond to us and we started crying too much, they just leave us on the side of the woods, or I was going to say road, but there were no roads back then. They leave us in the woods to die, right? We need them. If we lose our caregivers and they abandon us, it means death. We cannot take care of ourselves as humans. We can't. As children, as babies, as infants, we can't take care of ourselves. You know, a lizard has a baby lizard, pops out of the egg, and whatever, it goes on its way and takes care of itself, and it can do that. Human beings cannot. So, as a child, if we lose our caregivers, it instinctually tells us we're going to die, right? So that's how it keeps us connected to our parents and safe. You're thinking, what the hell does this have to do with breakups? Well, I'm glad you asked. It has everything to do with breakups, because in our adult relationships, in our bonding with our partners, we feel safe. If the connection is ruptured, if our relationship is ended, it feels like death. It feels like when we lost our parents as a child. See how the attachment works? It's similar. The attachment that we had as a child mirrors that of our adulthood. So, I have a second email here from Lydia. She writes, Coach Craig, you are literally my hero. Well, I don't know how I feel about that, but thank you for the kind words. Being someone's hero sounds like a lot of pressure. How about I just be a dude that can help? Because I really don't need the pressure of being anybody's hero. Right? That's a lot of work. Alright. I'll be my son's hero. That I can handle. Hopefully one day he'll say I am. But you guys, I'll just want to be some dude that helps you guys, okay? Not your hero. Plus, I don't look good in tights. I'm telling you, you don't want to see pictures that I've got. Just can't get the pictures. So, she says, you are literally my hero. I want everyone to know we have done 4 coaching sessions together, and I feel so much better than I did a few months ago. I highly recommend doing a Skype and having a coffee with Craig. Yeah, I don't know what... you guys seem to have this pattern that I've been hearing lately more and more, and I didn't even start this, where all of you guys just tend to say when we set up a Skype together, I look forward to having a coffee with you on the Skype. So people have been saying, why don't you say calling it having a coffee with Craig? You guys can call it whatever you want. We can have a coffee. A lot of times I do have a coffee with you guys when we're doing a Skype together. So let me go on. She said, I wanted to give you an update on my situation. So the guy who broke up with me several months ago had told me he wanted to break up. I did everything wrong at first. Begged, cried, asked for another chance. He said he was sorry, but he didn't feel anything for me. I stayed strong and I followed your advice. It was really difficult at times and I had to fight to control my anxiety. But I did. After our coaching, I have learned to be conscious of my anxiety and soothe myself. For the first time in my life, I feel confident. I am even up for a promotion at work as I no longer get stressed over the little things. That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear this. My ex called me a week ago and said he missed me and asked me to go to dinner. I told him I was not interested in dinner, as I don't want to vomit my feelings all over him. Good, she's thinking ahead. But I said instead I would like to go play laser tag. Yes, she's listening. This is great. I tell you guys, when your ex contacts you, I highly advise staying away from a dinner situation where you have to talk, because inevitably it's going to lead to all those feelings coming out, and that's just going to make them feel trapped and scare them away. Do something fun. This is perfect. Laser tag is fun. You're constantly moving. You're going to be focusing on the games. You're not going to be worrying about trying to talk about your feelings. So great job. He was excited and surprised that I would suggest something like that. We have a date set for next week, and I'd like to do a tune-up coaching to get me ready for the date. Absolutely, let's do that. I love to do tune-up coachings with you right before you have a date with your ex to get you ready, because I've been in that situation. I know what to do. I know what not to do, because I've done both. And I can tell you, you really want to be in the right state of mind, in the right frame of mind for a date. So, if that happens with you guys and your ex contacts you and they put themselves in your orbit, you know, by doing the indirect direct approach where they send you a bizarre text message that leaves you confused, you might want to really consider setting up a Skype with me so we can get you ready for that date. So I tell you how to handle certain situations. You can give me the whole scenario that can help you out. Because I would hate for you guys to not want to do the Skype, not get yourself ready, and then you go on the date and it's a disaster. And believe me, I hear from people all the time about wishing they had done things differently and that they weren't prepared. So, she goes on to say, he's a great guy, and I know my anxiety was constantly causing me to lose self-control and have meltdowns on him. I really think I'm getting my anxiety under control. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There was one concept that was still confusing me. You were talking about how the breakup was not really about my ex. It was more about my history and attachment trauma. Could you talk about attachment trauma? Okay. Sure. So, like I said earlier, we form attachments with our caregivers, especially our mother. That's really critical. If our mother has attachment issues, like if they have an anxious attachment style or an avoidant attachment style, or mental health issues such as anxiety or depression, it's going to significantly impact the way they parent you and they caregive you, right? Maybe they worked all the time, or you had a lot of siblings so they had less time and resources for you. If you did not feel seen, heard, felt, or understood as a child, and I can relate because I felt like that too, then it's really difficult to learn healthy attachments to others. So you grow up learning attachments that aren't healthy. And you may have grown up in a home where you didn't get your needs met. It happens in like 50% of the time. Here's what you need to understand. The more you were ignored, abused, neglected, the more you were left in the crib to cry and not picked up, not changed, not held, well, the more unmet needs you have. You probably learned to become independent, but not in a good way. You stopped trusting people, or you never learned to trust people. And bonding and attachment for you comes with great anxiety or great pain. You're constantly afraid that you're going to be abandoned, or you're constantly feeling like you're going to be engulfed and smothered, trapped. So, for you guys, love does not feel safe. It's scary. Comes with a lot of negative things, or at least it has in your past. So, the way you learn to bond and connect to your caregivers in childhood is how you're going to bond and connect to your romantic partners. Because that is how love feels for you. That is what feels familiar. You're going to tend to recreate the same kind of love that you got in your childhood. And you're going to recreate that in your romantic partners, relationships. So, during a breakup, you have projected all of your unmet needs, all of those things that you didn't get in your childhood, onto your romantic partner. So, it's painful because you have lost your connection, you've lost your sense of safety, and now you're scared as hell that those needs are going to continue to go unmet. So, the pain that you're feeling in your breakup mirrored the pain that you are feeling in your childhood attachment wounds. Does that make sense? I know it's an abstract thought and it can be confusing. It takes some time to wrap your head around. But the reason I'm trying to get you to understand this is that a lot of times the breakup isn't really about your partner. And I know it can seem like it, and to some extent it is about your partner, obviously, but it has a lot to do with your unmet needs and your childhood wounds. In other words, if you had grown up in a house where things were great, your parents communicated with you all the time, they hugged you, loved you, you felt loved all the time, attention, seen, heard, understood, things were great. If you had all that growing up, you would be a lot less likely to be going through tremendous amounts of pain and obsessing and feeling addicted to your ex in a breakup. Because these people that had a healthy attachment style are much more self-reliant and able to move on from unhealthy relationships. Okay. I hope that you could follow all that. You might want to watch it a couple times. Real quick, I have a third email here from someone who was curious about my coaching. They said, "Hey coach, I've been following your videos for several weeks and I love them. I'm really interested in getting your coaching. I was wondering if you could just explain it before I sign up. Thanks so much." Okay, real quick. If you haven't done coaching with me before, this is what you do. Go to my website, askcraig.net. In the top right hand corner, you're going to see a section that says Schedule Coaching. When you go to that, I have two options. I can either do email coaching with you or Skype coaching. With my email coaching, what I do is, once you purchase the email coaching, I will send you an email form that has a good list of questions for you. That it's a lot of information that I'm looking for in breakups. It gives me insight and the help that I need to give you really good feedback. So what I do is I send you the email and you fill it out. Doesn't take you that long. You can put as much or as little as you want within reason, because some of you guys will write on and on forever. I don't need to know all the details, okay? Anyway, at the end of the form, it says, "What is your question?" And I give you in-depth, detailed responses to it. I take a lot of time for you guys, and I get almost all of you guys who sign up to do multiple sign-ups. So that makes me feel good that I know that you guys are happy with the services. The other option that I have is Skype coaching. This one is really recommended to you guys because it gives me an hour with you one-on-one to do coaching. Now, just to help you guys understand, I have been a therapist since 2002. I have done extensive reading and research. I have an excellent supervisor who helps me every week to get me to the place that I'm at. I work very hard for you guys, and you'll see that once you work with me even one time. So, what we do is, you sign up for the Skype. We spend an hour together talking about your issues, whatever's going on with you, whatever you're needing your help with or on the breakup with, whatever it is. I'm here for you guys to do that. And you're going to also get, right now I'm doing a follow-up email as well. So, we do the Skyping with each other, and then you have the option of sending me a follow-up email whenever you want. Maybe you want to do it a week later or a couple weeks later to give me an update, whatever you need, and then I will give you an in-depth follow-up as well. So those are the options that I have available right now on my website, askcraig.net. Yes, I am very busy, but I always try to you guys as soon as possible. You will see that once you give it a shot working with me. So that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. If you liked what I had to share, just put a like on there real quick. Leave your comments. I do try and get to you guys in the comment section below. And when you want my help personally, go to my website, askcraig.net, and sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I'm Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.